That's too much of a glare right there with the sun coming. I'll move it over a little bit. We're out here under this oak tree, this live oak. It's a lot cooler out here under this tree. Birds singing this morning. Baby playing over on the swing set. Mockingbirds are singing round the cabin door. Miss the Mississippi and you, dear. Pretty soon it'll be mosquitoes buzzing round my head. Spanish moss for my bed. I very seldom see dry land, for I'm an alligator man. But it's a cool day here. Right now. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. Over there, pasture over there, all the cattle are standing like statues. Anyway, feel good this morning. Everything's going my way. Everything's going my way. Baby, you're going too high on that pump. She's going on the little pump thing. She's going a little too high. She's having a big time though. Her little cousins aren't out here today, so she's having to play by herself. I saw that. I saw it. It's okay. It's okay. You want me to get a Band-Aid?
No.
How many Band-Aids do you want?
It's fine.
Huh?
It's fine.
It's fine. Okay. All right. She's playing on her little jungle gym over there. Whew. It's beautiful out here today. You got the cars going by, which is not too bad out here in the country. But there's a lot of traffic, you know, to be this far out, you know, in the country. But you know, everybody around here, you know, I took a little trip up to up north one time on my journeys. We hitchhiked around the country, and we went into the big cities up there. Poor folks like us up there, they don't have, well, at least where we went in Philadelphia, city of brotherly love. They didn't have, where we stayed, they didn't have a front yard or a backyard. They had a front step, I guess, but people didn't have front yards and backyards. I told some of the people that we made friends with up there. They kind of liked our southern accent, so we made some friends up there. Yeah, and they said, I told them, I said, the poorest folks where I live have a front yard and a backyard. No matter how poor you are, you had a front yard and a backyard. Those poor people up there, they were crammed in there together. But we saw the world when we traveled around this country. Well, we saw the country anyway. We met a lot of people. Nice people up there. They just crammed in too close, and sometimes they get a little too, short with one another.
Come here, Duck. Duck, it's spider on my slide.
There's a spider on your slide.
Yes, spider on my slide.
Let me go get it off. Let me go get that off real quick.
No, it's a spider.
Oh, let's go. That's just a fly. I got it. I got it off.
Right here.
Where?
Right here.
Yeah, show is. Okay, I got it. I got it off. Show is. I got it. Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. That baby's got good eyesight. That spider was just by that little old tiny spider. But anyway, where was I on that story? We told them, you know, even the poor people have a front yard and a backyard where we come from. We were glad to get back home after we finally saw the world real good. But anyway, everybody ought to have some kind of adventure in this country, you know, when they're young. Well, anyway, on continuing that story, we stayed in Philly for a while, and my friend and I, we didn't want to hitchhike that, you know, if we had to, but so we saw this ad in the paper where you could take a car all the way across the country and deliver it to Seattle, Washington, and they would pay for the gas and everything. All you had to do was drive it over there, drive it out there. And when they got there, they'd give you a little money, I think. But anyway, we called them up. I signed my name on the little thing, and we took off across country in a brand new car. I think it was a Cougar. That was a sharp car. We took off across country. But first we said, well, let's swing up, you know, let's go up toward New York here, you know. And so we being country boys, we didn't know what. So we take off to toward New York, and we come up on this toll road, and we ain't never seen a toll road, and they wanted, I don't know how much, but several dollars, you know. I can't remember now, but it was too much for us. I wasn't gonna pay no money, and we would have gone to New York, I guess, but it was, you know, looked it over a little bit, but we headed on west after the fellow at the toll gate said it would be, you know, whatever it was. It was several dollars. So we headed toward the west, a brand new Cougar. Well, we go all the way across the top part of the United States. Butte, we stopped off at Butte, Montana, I think. Several places. You know, we went through Butte, Montana. I remember when we got there, we got out and went in this grocery store. And when we went in, there was men that, you know, you'd see people and they'd have a 6-shooter on their side, you know, just walking around with it, just regular citizens. I thought, well, golly. But in that grocery store, they had dollies and push carts. But they had dollies too with a lot of people, and a lot of stuff you had to buy in 50-pound bags and stuff like that, you know, in that store. Great, you know, it was people that came to the store, they would really stock up, I guess, because they had dollies and shopping carts. I thought that was interesting. But it was real pretty up there. On some of those mountains up there, you think if you had a cardboard box, you could slide, you know, a long, long way without hitting anything. It would be a good ride once that grass would get, because it was just, some of those hills were just perfect, you know. And on a sunny day when that grass would grow up, you could just slide in a cardboard box, I know, a long ways. That'd have been fun. Well, this is the bad part of the story. I hate to tell it, but I'll tell it anyway because I should have washed the fella's car. You know, before they told us to wash it. You know, but that was money. We didn't have any money, so I decided I'd take the abuse and turn to see if he'd take the car when I turned. So I turned it in to this fella, and he comes out and sees his car. We went through some kind of ice storm, and it had icicles hanging off of the fender wells, the wheel wells. It had icicles hanging off, dirty icicles. But you know, the car was in good shape except for that. It needed a big washing. But I turned it in to him. Oh golly, he was fussing. But I told him, you know, I was sorry, and I took the abuse. Of course, I deserved it. But and we got whatever, everything settled and got a little bit of money. We start back down south toward California. But we actually didn't get to California. We kind of hit the outskirts of California, went straight down. But met a lot of interesting people on the trip. Learned a lot of things. But I ain't got time to tell you about it in this little old video. But not that anybody's, you know, cares, except maybe my kids that might be watching. But anyway, that baby's getting over there too far away from me. So I'll be cutting it off here in just a minute here. But it sure is a pretty day. Them darn ferns I talking about in my song, they bumped their heads on it yesterday at the Easter egg hunt for the kids, and they bumped their heads on it. She's right over there, baby. She's right over there. Anyway, I got to get out of here, and I'll see you on the next little video. Doug White down here in Alabama. Peace and love, and we'll see you on the rebound.